So this is for 7th grade, chapter 5, page 102 to 105. Alright, I believe, yes, we'll cover the top part of 105. So we're talking about adjectives. And adjectives, of course, in the simplest way, they describe something. Okay? Adjectives are descriptive words. We learned that way back when. So adjectives describe. Okay? They describe a noun, a person, place, or thing. Okay? So what this is talking about is the other word for adjectives is modifier. The adjectives modify the noun. What that means is these adjectives are going to tell more about the person, place, or thing that you're talking about, okay? So if I say, just simply put, the house is yellow, okay? This adjective modifies this noun, meaning it tells more about the house. What about the house? It's yellow, okay? So yellow is our modifier. Alright? The way you can spot adjectives is they tell you what kind, which one, how many, or whose it is. Okay? What kind? Let's see. The pink chair. What kind of chair is it? It's pink. Okay? Pink modifies chair. Sorry, I'm doing the arrow the wrong way. Pink modifies chair. Alright? It might tell which one. Okay? That cat over there. Which cat? That cat. So that modifies cat. So when you are thinking of these modifiers, think to yourself, what kind, which one, how many, whose, okay? And if it answers one of those questions, then that is your modifier, okay? So this would be what kind of chair is a pink chair, okay? Which cat? It's that cat. How many? I ate just a few chips. Okay? Alright, so few modifies chips. It tells you how many chips. And then whose? His cat is fat. Whose is it? His. Okay? Whose? His modifies cat. Okay? Whose cat is it? His. Alright. Let's see. Then you might have multiple adjectives in a row. Okay? That would be like the over here also describes chair. The pink. So these two are the modifiers, the and pink. Adjectives modify nouns and tell what kind, which one, how many, or whose. Many adjectives will fit this test, okay? So just think to yourself, what kind, which one, how many, or whose. Alright, we're going to start by doing some together, okay? Alright, on page 103, starting with number 1, we have many people enjoy golf, okay? Many people enjoy golf. Alright, so we're going to think to ourselves, what kind, or how many, or whose. Alright, so what tells us what kind or how many, or whose? Okay, so many tells us how many people, okay? So we're going to underline many, because that tells us how many. And what does many describe? Many describes people. So we're going to put an arrow towards people. Alright, look at the next one. Historically, the British royalty played this sport. Okay, so we're going to look for our adjectives. Alright, first of all, in order to find our adjectives, we're going to have to know our nouns. Okay, our nouns is a person, place, or thing. So what is the person, place, or thing that's being described? It's royalty. How do they describe the royalty? What nationality is it? It's British. So there's one of our adjectives, and we know it describes royalty. Okay? Then we have an article, the royalty. It describes the specific British royalty. So that describes royalty. Alright, then you have another one. If you remember this, that, those, them, this, sport. This describes sport. Alright, number 3. Queen Mary of Scotland. Queen Mary of Scotland was an avid golfer. Alright, so first we need to figure out what we are describing, okay? So it says Queen Mary of Scotland was an avid golfer. Alright, we need to find our adjective, okay? Queen Mary of Scotland is a person. So that's not our adjective, that's a noun. That's a proper noun. Was is a verb. An is an article. Avid is our adjective. Oh, and an is too. Sorry, I was wrong with that one. An and avid. An and avid describe something. What do they describe? Golfer. So what kind of golfer was she? An avid golfer. an avid golfer. Okay. The next one, I'm going to scooch this up just a little bit. The sport became popular in America. Okay, so this is talking about golf still. Okay, so what is our subject? It's sport. So what is describing the noun sport? Okay, how can we describe sport? We have the. The describes sport. The sport. The sport. However you want to say it. Okay? Then we're going to look for our other adjective. What is an adjective that describes the sport? Became is a verb. Popular is an adjective. It describes the sport. Popular. Alright. Let's go down to the next part. Y'all try to do numbers 5 through 10 by yourself and see how that goes. And if you need help, just let me know. Okay? Alright. The next part says underline the adjectives. Thomas Alva Edison was a famous inventor. Okay, so Thomas Alva Edison was a famous inventor. Okay, so we have to find what describes our subject. So our subject that we're talking about is Thomas Alva Edison. Alright, so what describes him? What does he like? He is famous. Okay, and then we're going to think, okay, well, what describes famous? A. Any of those articles, A-N, A-N, A, and, okay, the, A and the, okay, so Thomas Alva Edison was a famous inventor. Those are your adjectives. A, famous. Alright, next one. He married Mary Stilwell. He married Mary Stilwell, and they had 3 children. Okay? So look at that one. See if you can think of what describes here. Find the adjective. And if you can't think of what describes, think of what tells us what kind or how many. He married Mary Stilwell and, they had 3 children. So what tells us how many? 3. Alright. Number 3. He married Mary Stilwell. He married Mary Stilwell, comma, and they had 3 children. Alright, so again, think to yourself, what tells us what kind or how many? Did I already do that one? I'm not sure. But anyways, it was 3. That tells us how many. Sorry if I already did that one. Alright, next one. After Mary's death, he married the daughter of a wealthy industrialist. Okay, so look at this one, okay? This one's a long one. After Mary's death, he married the daughter of a wealthy industrialist. Alright, so we're looking for our things that describe the nouns. So let's look at the first part. After Mary's death, okay? So there's our noun, death. What describes death? Whose death is it? Mary's. So we're going to know on Mary's. Okay? Because remember, we're looking for whose, what kind, or how many. Okay? He married. Now, you know that articles are adjectives. The, a, an. Okay? The. So if you know the articles, the, a, an are adjectives, a. Okay, then what describes industrialist? He was wealthy. Okay? Thomas Edison spent his early years in Milan, Ohio. Thomas Edison. Okay. Alright. So we're going to see what describes our nouns. Thomas Edison spent his early years in Milan, Ohio. So our first noun is Thomas Edison. There's nothing in front of it. Then our next one is years. Is there anything that describes years? Yes. What kind of years were they? Early. Whose were they? His. So, there you go. Alright, and then the last one I'm going to show you for this part is number 5. And then I'll let you do the rest by yourself. In later years, he became nearly deaf. Okay, so again, what tells us what kind or how many or whose or which one? What kind How many, whose, or which one? Okay. Alright, so what kind of years? Later years. Okay. And then